The JBL Partybox 720 is perhaps the most impressive speaker and the biggest update that JBL has put out in a very long time, and this isn't a clickbait. The JBL Partybox 720 has some big updates over its predecessors, like being battery powered, it gets almost as loud as the Partybox Ultimate, and it looks much better too. Now, I still really wish the Partybox 720 had mid-range drivers, but still, the JBL Partybox 720 is super impressive. We're going to pricing. The JBL Partybox 720 has a retail price of $1,100, which is a lot, I know. But for comparison's sake, the JBL Partybox Ultimate currently has a retail price of $1,900, and I think this speaker is more versatile and it gets almost as loud. And the JBL Partybox 520 has a retail price of $880. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these speakers up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then you can always watch some of the related videos in the description down below. So first, we need to talk about one of the biggest upgrades on the Partybox 720 over the Partybox 710, and that's the included batteries. The JBL Partybox 720 comes included with 2 batteries, and for those curious, if you were to remove one of these batteries, then the speaker will automatically turn off. And if one battery is lower than the other, then you are going to get a blinking notification. But the really important thing here is the Partybox 720 is actually using the same battery found in either the Partybox 520 or in the JBL Boombox 4. So if you want, you can actually mix and match batteries between these 3 speakers. And this is a very big deal because the JBL Partybox 710 doesn't have a built-in battery. You can only use this speaker while it's plugged in, thus making the Partybox 720 much more versatile than its predecessor. But keep in mind, if you were to use the Partybox 720 while it's plugged in, you are going to get a very big performance boost out of it. It's going to get louder and it's going to have more bass. Now, when it comes to battery life, the JBL Partybox 720 has an advertised battery life of 15 hours, but that's with the speaker playing at 40% volume and with the light feature turned off and with the bass boost feature turned off as well. The same as the JBL Partybox 520 and 320. And 40% volume on the speaker is already very loud. But real-world use with this speaker playing at 60% volume and with the light feature turned on and with the bass boost feature turned on, for me, it's been good for around 8 hours of playback time. And honestly, anything above 60% volume while indoors is going to require hearing protection. And anything above 80% volume is just telling your neighbors that you really want them to listen to your favorite new song. And at 100% volume, then that's just telling the cops that you really miss them and they should really visit you more often. But overall, one of the biggest upgrades on the Partybox 720 over the Partybox 710 is that it now has dual swappable batteries, making it much more versatile because you can use it anywhere, unlike the Partybox 710. And if you want, you can always get multiple batteries and just keep the party going, or you can always mix and match batteries between your Partybox 520 or Boombox 4. But another change between the 720 and 710 are just the looks. Now, the Partybox 720 has the same new design language as found on JBL's new lineup of Partybox speakers. But when compared to the 710, the 720 is a little larger and it is a little heavier, weighing in at 69 pounds. Nice. Whereas the 710 weighs in at 61 pounds. Not nice. Now, the 720 does have built-in wheels, so it's still very easy to move the speaker around. And the good thing is these wheels are actually very chunky, so you can still easily roll this speaker around in, let's say, in a parking lot, on the sidewalk, on the grass, or even on a thick carpet. However, since the speaker is so big, you are going to need help if you're going to load it into your car or if you're going to take it up and down stairs in your house if you don't want to damage the car, the walls in your house, or the speaker itself. Nonetheless, the 720 is still fairly portable thanks to its wheels, but when it comes to durability, you still want to be careful. This speaker has a mostly plastic body, so it can get scratched rather easily, and it has a thin metal grille on the front, so it can also get dented very easily as well. And this speaker is only rocking an IPX4 rating, so some water is going to be fine, but you do want to make sure that the ports panel on the back is closed. And unlike, let's say, the 520 or 320, the 720 does not have a top hat mount on the bottom, so you can't elevate it, but I doubt anyone would actually want to elevate this big speaker. But another major change between the 720 over the 710 is the updated light feature. Now, just like always, the light feature is very impressive, it's very bright, and it's very dynamic. And through JBL's app, you can go in and select from a few different lighting modes. And since the 720 is using Auracast, you can also connect it to JBL's party lights and extend your light feature if you want. However, the light feature on the Partybox 720 is identical to the light feature found on the Partybox 320, 520, and 120. It's just bigger. Because the light feature on, let's say, the Partybox Ultimate is a little more impressive. The lights in the center have a 3D effect, and the Ultimate has floor lights as well, which I really like, and I would have really liked to have seen them on the 720 as well. But just keep in mind, if you were to use the light feature on this speaker, that is going to take its toll on the battery life. And when it comes to the ports on this speaker, this is another upgrade. Now, first off, the port panel on the back is illuminated, which I do feel is a very nice touch, but more importantly, the Partybox 720 is now using XLR combo jacks, just like the 520. So if you want, you can plug in a mixer, making this speaker a great option for both casual users and someone that might want to moonlight as a DJ. Plus, the 720 already has that built-in light feature, which is a big plus, but this is another reason why I wish it had floor lights for the DJs. But with these XLR combo jacks, you can still plug in 2 microphones for karaoke, or if you want, you can still plug in a guitar. But I do think that microphones for karaoke is more important. And also, directly from the speaker itself, you can go ahead and adjust the bass. You can also adjust the treble, and if you want, you can also add in an echo, just so that you can hide just how off key you are. Also, directly from the speaker itself, you do have these DJ buttons. Personally, I do feel that these buttons are a little pointless, but they're there if you want them, and if you've got a good MC, so they can play around with that if they want. And you can also go into JBL's app and adjust these DJ buttons to your liking as well. Now, if you want, you can have a total of 2 wired mics plugged in, or you can plug in JBL's Partybox mics and get 2 wireless mics going. Now, I know JBL's wireless mics are a lot more expensive compared to wired ones. However, these mics do sound better. They do a really good job of focusing on just your voice, and they also do a really good job of not picking up as much noise pollution when you're just handling these microphones. Also, the Partybox 720 does have a USB-C port, which you can use to charge your phone, or you can also use this USB-C port to charge your JBL Partybox mics or the receiver itself. But also, with this USB-C port, you can use it with a wired connection with your phone. And I really love that JBL listened and they added this USB-C port on the 720, because it just makes it super easy now to just charge your phone using your speaker. But also, the 720 still has an audio jack, so you can use it with a wired connection that way as well. But also, it does have an audio out jack, so you can always daisy chain the speaker up to any other speaker, regardless of size or brand, and get them to play in sync. And when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, the speaker can be connected to any 2 Bluetooth devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJ. Latency is not an issue for this speaker, so you can use it to watch videos with on your phone. And when it comes to audio codecs, it has support for SBC and AAC, but just keep in mind, this speaker does not have a Wi-Fi support, like let's say the JBL Partybox Ultimate, but personally, that really doesn't matter to me. But wait, if you're actually going to charge all of this stuff, then check out our partners over at Anker. They've got a ton of battery banks and chargers. And personally, I've been using this new 7-in-1 charging station from Anker. Now, personally, I really like this charging base because it has 2 built-in USB-C cables which retract, and you can use them to either charge small devices like your earbuds, or you can even use them to charge your larger devices like your iPad or MacBook. There's an additional USB-C port, so you can plug in an additional cable, and there's also a USB-A port if you've got any older devices that are using a USB-A cable. Plus, on the back, you've got an additional 3-prong AC ports, so you can plug in any of your other devices, and this base also has a built-in screen, so you can see how much power it's putting out. You can also see how much power each device is taking, and you can even get temp readouts just to be safe. Honestly, this charging base does save me a lot of clutter here in the studio, because I have a lot of devices that just constantly need to be charged. So if you want to pick this charging base up, it'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And I'm also going to keep a coupon code in the pinned comment down below so that I can get you an extra discount. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, the JBL Partybox 720 has a dual format firing woofers with an exhaust port that shoots out the back and dual format firing tweeters, just like the Partybox 710 and just like the rest of JBL's smaller party boxes. And personally, I am a little disappointed here because I really wish the 720 had mid-range drivers just like the Partybox Ultimate for better instrument separation, but it doesn't. But thanks to the rear firing exhaust port, you can also amplify the bass on the speaker by simply placing it up against the wall so that your bass has something to bounce off of. And through JBL's app, you can go in and select from a few pre-made EQs, or you can make your own. And then there's the bass boost button. Now there's two settings. There's deep and rumble. Deep is the one that I prefer because it's just going to give you more kick in your bass and you're going to feel it more. Whereas with a rumble, you're going to get a lot more resonance, but I don't like it too much because I do feel that it does muddle the rest of your music. But now we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the sound test. We're gonna be using the speaker at 75% volume, and we're gonna be cycling with the bass boost turned on and off. And we're also going to be using it while it's plugged in and unplugged.
I feel the gravity pull and it keeps me away. I would rather be here, lonely in space. I've made up my mind, I just wanna be free. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall. Taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I can feel the memories fade, seizing my mind. I can finally breathe when I'm closing my eyes. Never realized what light years could do. Now I know I'm better off without you. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the
So when it comes to sound quality between the Partybox 720 and Partybox 710, these two speakers have very similar separation, which honestly I didn't expect. I thought the Partybox 720 would have better openness than the 710, because that's what happened when we went from the 310 to the 320 and when we went from the 110 to the 120. Now, don't get me wrong, the JBL Partybox 720 sounds balanced and the mids and highs have no problem standing out. However, I do wish that the 720 had mid-range drivers like the Ultimate so that we can have better quality of sound instead of just having more bass and more volume when you're trying to upgrade from, let's say, the Partybox 520 to the Partybox 720. However, what is very impressive here is the max volume performance of the Partybox 720. The Partybox 720 gets as loud as the Partybox 710 when it's running off of its internal battery, which I think is genuinely surprising, because when speakers play off of their internal batteries, they just don't get as loud so that they can extend their battery life, but that's not the case here. And when the Partybox 720 is playing while it's plugged in, it is going to get significantly louder and is going to have more bass than the Partybox 710. While it's plugged in, the Partybox 720 gets almost as loud as the Partybox Ultimate. And like I said earlier, anything above 60% volume on the Partybox 720 while indoors, you are going to need hearing protection. And in general, I think this speaker is going to have no problem with a 50% party plus, and we're starting to enter commercial use territory here. Think DJ gigs, medium-sized restaurants, food trucks, or event booths. But finally, let's talk about pairing the speaker up with other speakers. Now, if you have two of the exact same speakers, then you can wisely pair them up and get them to play in left to right stereo mode. So your music is going to sound more open and it's going to get louder. But you have to have two of the exact same speakers. But also, the Partybox 720 is using Auracast, so you can pair it up with other speakers that are also using Auracast. Like, let's say, a JBL Partybox Encore 2, 120, 320, 520, or 2 and Ultimate, and you can get them to all play in sync. But you can also pair up your Partybox 720 to any of JBL's smaller speakers that are also using Auracast, like let's say a Charge 6, Extreme 4, Flip 7, Clip 5, or a Go 4, or to the JBL Boombox 4, or even the new Grip. But also, you can pair up your Partybox 720 up to any of JBL's older Partybox speakers that are using TWS, like either an original Partybox Encore or 110, 310, or to a 710. However, you can only have a total of 2 speakers wirelessly paired to one another. And another thing is, let's say you have your Partybox 720 paired up to any other speaker, and you have a mic plugged into your 720, then your mic's audio is only going to come out of the Partybox 720. But keep in mind, you cannot connect your JBL Partybox 720 up to any of JBL's older speakers that are using Party Boost, like let's say a Boombox 3, a Boombox 2, an Extreme 3, a Charge 5, a Pulse 5, a Pulse 4, or to a Flip 5, or to a Flip 6. And like I mentioned earlier, the Partybox 720 does have that audio out jack, so you can always daisy chain it up to any other speaker and get them to play in sync, regardless of size or brand. And since the speaker is using Auracast, you'll also be able to pair it up to other non-JBL speakers that are also using Auracast. With all that being said, the JBL Partybox 720 is perhaps the biggest upgrade that JBL has put out in a long time. Most importantly, the JBL Partybox 720 has a built-in battery now, so you can use it anywhere, and it's a lot more versatile than its predecessor. And the really interesting thing is, since it has those dual 600 batteries, you can mix and match batteries between the Partybox 520 or Boombox 4 if that really matters to you. And unlike the Partybox Ultimate, you do have those XLR inputs if you want to moonlight as a DJ. The only thing that is disappointing is that the 720 doesn't have mid-range drivers, so even though it still sounds good, I wish it had improved instrument separation over the 520, 320, and its predecessors. But I am genuinely shocked at just how loud this speaker gets when it's plugged in. If you need a big speaker, and if you're trying to choose between the JBL Partybox Ultimate and 720, honestly, I'd just go with the JBL Partybox 720. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.